Okay, we're going to do my 32 team review, and today we're actually not going to be starting off at Anaheim. We are starting off with the Winnipeg Jets. Everyone starts with Anaheim and goes A to Z. Not me. I'm going backwards to give Winnipeg some love and all the other teams and going up. So, Anaheim, you can watch all the rest of the videos that everyone's already put out. So, but I'm starting with Winnipeg. So, I want to talk about some of the additions, subtractions, and what the lines look like. And I'm becoming more familiar with a lot of these teams. And this is a review for me as well as for you. So, like and comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Am I crazy? But this is my outside perspective. I'm an Eastern Conference guy from Detroit. So, I want to let you know. Why don't you let me know your Winnipeg Jets summary and what you think of mine? So, and my cat will also be meowing at me because he wants some love. But I'm busy talking to you kids. So, all right. So the big thing is we want to talk about with the Winnipeg Jets is some of the additions and subtractions, and of course the biggest subtraction. Well, there's two massive subtractions for them. One being the trading of Pierre-Luc Dubois. So we're looking at some of the trade history, and I was looking up for Rasmus Kupari, who did re-sign recently. But what happened was there was a sign-and trade with Pierre-Luc Dubois. So he signed an 8-year deal at 8.5 million. Hi, buddy, how you doing? An 8.5 million AAV per year, and he got sent to the Los Angeles Kings in exchange for the rights to Gabriel Velarde, Alex Iafallo, the rights to Rasmus Kupari, as well as a second round pick. So this is a huge, massive trade. I actually did a video about a month and a half ago reviewing this trade. So if you want to check out that, let me know what your thoughts are. But we'll actually be reviewing the contracts of Velarde and Kupari in a second as well. So the other one the big one that they did was the buyout of Blake Wheeler. So we go to the buyout of Blake Wheeler because he's a little bit older and everything. The buyout wasn't as big, so you can see the cap hit for them. He had 1 year left in his contract. So with a buyout, it's gonna extend twice as long essentially, and so he had 1 year left. So now the buyout period is if he paid a certain percentage based on his age and everything, that percentage and everything. So he, instead of being over 1 year, it's going to be over 2 years, and I think it's about half the amount or a third of the amount of what he was going to get paid. So that was huge, and he went and signed with the New York Rangers as well. So that is a big move, especially when you're moving to your captain like Blake Wheeler. But I'm really excited about the retool that the Winnipeg Jets are doing. I'm really impressed with them and the St. Louis Blues because they're just taking these parts that don't want to be here long term, or they just are just optimizing what they can from them and really making big moves. So another couple of losses they had were David Rittich, Sam Gagner, and Carson Kuhlman. So again, David Rittich being your backup slash depth guy, Sam Gagner, a veteran, great player. Unfortunately, I don't think he's gotten signed yet, as well as Carson Kuhlman, more of a depth guy. But I really like Sam Gagner with his time with the Red Wings, so I'm a little bummed for him that he hasn't been re-signed yet. So moving on, another person that they re-signed, those are going back to additions, is Vlad Mestikov. They picked him up from the well, technically, let's go with technical. So he was playing with the Lightning. Lightning traded him to San Jose for Michael Anisimov, and then the Sharks then traded him to the Winnipeg Jets for a fourth round pick. So again, a nice easy flip. So they lost him in free agency, but then he ended up re-signing with the team. They also picked up depth goalie Colin Delia. They also picked up backup goalie Laurent Brossois. This is his second stint, I believe, actually, and he beat the Winnipeg Jets in the playoffs with the Vegas Golden Knights. So a little bit bittersweet, as well as signing Axel Falababi. Let's pull his name up. I'll show you his name because I don't want to screw it up already than I did. Axel Johansson Fahalabali. I think he's Finnish or something like that. So hey, good for him. He got a contract. So okay, so you can see some of the things that are going here. So I do want to go over the line combinations real quick, and then I do want to go over what I think they're going to be doing and what's going to be happening with them. If I think they have a chance to make a playoff, are they contenders? What do I see? So here we got Kyle. Of course, you have a phenomenal first line: Mark Scheifele, Kyle Connor, Nikolai Ehlers. Of course, you have the defensive stalwart of Mark Scheifele, of course, if you're a Jets fan, you know that he is not great defensively, but that's okay because he does put up points. And same with all this line. This is all gas, no brakes. Of course, Kyle Connor being a 40 goal scorer, so it's very exciting for them. Cole Perfetti was injured at the end of the season last year, and so we're going to see him come bounce back. Gabe Vilardi is going to be a great second line addition. Imagine that you lose Pierre-Luc Dubois and then you get a second line center like Gabe Vilardi, as well as Iafallo, a good veteran. Leader, I like that a lot. Niederreiter was picked up at the trade deadline last year, and he's got another year left, which is nice for them, as well as Adam Lowry and Mason Appleton. Just a fine third line. I think this has got to be a good, solid third line. And again, I'm a big Neskov fan. And I think Raps Kupari, he's got a good young future. Let's see what he signed for, actually. I'm now curious. So we'll jump over to him. Let's go to his profile. I think he didn't sign for that much, actually. Yeah, it's only $1 million. He's 23 years old. Signed for 2 years. So again, he's got time to prove himself. Let's go see what his stats are on what he did with the Los Angeles Kings. I think he had he had a lot of time in the NHL. Look at that. 15 points, 66 games, 13 points, 57 games. So still looking to prove himself. Did take a little time in the Ontario Reign as well. But they said he's got he can play all three positions, which is kind of nice for your bottom guy. Again, and the nice thing is that they got this young player that they can work with, right? They said, okay, well, we're not going to use Pierre-Luc Dubois anymore, move on from him, and you got this young player that hopefully can prove himself. Let's see, he was drafted in the first round too, so you think you're getting a first overall caliber player that potentially could work out. Again, it's a late first round, kind of mid to late, so if it's a roll of the dice, you give him another opportunity, another 2 years. So hopefully something works out so he can find a spot in the team. And if not, then you can just move on from him. That's not a big deal. You know that the bigger pieces was Gabe Vilardi getting that second line center. So moving on to the defense. So you got Josh Morrissey, who was in the Calder conversation. Of course, we all knew that Erik Karlsson was going to win it. It's just inevitable, right? So, unfortunately, but Josh Morrissey, assistant captain as well. So he played very, very, very well. But again, hopefully that was not just a one-season thing. With Dylan DeMello, more defensive in that case. You had Brendan Dillon, Tough, Neil Pionk, Dylan Sandberg just re-signed. Nate Schmidt's a little bit of an anchor. I don't love the defense. Now, the thing is, the nice thing about not having an amazing defense is that you have a phenomenal goalie. No, let me back it up. The defense is not my favorite part of this team. I think that there's more to it. I think that you can actually do a little bit more, and I wish they had done a little bit more in the offseason to kind of optimize this. But hopefully there's a young guy that can kind of knock out a spot. But of course, last thing you have are the two goalies, Connor Hellebuck and Laurent Brossoit. And actually, we will go through some of the contracts real quick because that's the one thing I want to talk about. Some of the big cases. And I'm going to go through the UFAs just so you can see this on my thought processes and everything. So you have some big contracts coming off in the front. Niederreiter at $4 million and Mark Scheifele at $6 million. So imagine getting those two guys off. That's $10 million right there gone. So you can free up a lot of things. So if just with that money, you could re-sign Connor Hellebuck if you wanted to a $10 million deal. And now, is that what I would suggest? No, but where are you going to find a guy like Connor Hellebuck? Mind you, he is 30, right? So he's going to want a long-term contract. He's probably going to want $10 million. And if not, someone's going to sign him for that, right? And that's the thing, is that there is an opportunity for him to go out there and find it, but he is under contract. So this is where I'm looking at the UFAs that they have and why this could be a good retool for them. I think they picked up a couple of good players. I think they extended them long term, a little bit longer term, but with the amount of turnover they can get with the bigger contracts that they have, I like what they see with Mark Scheifele potentially being gone. Probably sign him. I don't know if you're going to get how much you're going to get him for. But maybe he'll sign Niederreiter. I don't know if he'll resign, but maybe you can let him go if it doesn't work out. Again, Brendan Dillon, Dylan DeMello, I mean, these guys are a little bit older. You can see kind of the average age too. You get 28, 26.7. You want to bring these younger guys in for a team like this to retool, and I think they're at an okay age. But if they can move out some of these older guys that maybe are not performing the same well, you kind of want to focus around the Josh Morrisseys, the Cole Perfettis, and some of these younger players, the Rasmus Kapari, the Gabe Velarde, the I follow. He's on the edge of that, but Nikolai Ehlers, Kyle Connor, so all around those kind of guys. So what I would say is letting some of these older guys like Dylan DeMello, as well as Brendan Dillon, maybe Hellebuck. I mean, actually, in my opinion, I think you might want to keep Hellebuck. I think it might be smart for them to actually pay the $10 million, say, hey, we want you for the next 8 years, and he'll probably be good for the next 6 because goalies last a lot longer than players, and he has been a consistent banger, in my opinion. So let some of these guys go, bring in some, draft some defensemen or go out and sign some defensemen. I think this could be a really good opportunity for them. I don't know if I see them being a Stanley Cup contender, but we've seen goalies teams ride a goalie to the end. So this could be, Connor Hellebuck's ride into the sunset, last go with the Winnipeg Jets, and if they decide, hey man, we're nowhere close to the playoffs, they could flip all these guys. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're good enough. I think that they are a wild card to third in their division team, but we'll see. Let me know what your thoughts are. Because I'm learning all this stuff. I'm going through all the teams. So give me your opinions. Hit like, subscribe, comment. Tell me I'm an idiot. I don't care. I'm still learning about the Winnipeg Jets. But I will be going through all 32 teams. So let me know what your thoughts are. Hit like, subscribe, and love ya. Peace.